everyone, Chris here from Phoenix Arms and Defense, and if you're watching this video, this moment, that means either A, you're already subscribed to the channel, or B, you've seen one of my previous videos and you are now watching this one, hopefully learning about what our channel's about, and that's exactly what I'm going to tell you, along with our goals for 2020. So, real quick, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Chris Smith. I'm 30 years old, if you guys care. I've been shooting for, God, a long time. When I was 4 years old, my dad started teaching me how to shoot. He actually had me shoot a 9mm handgun. He was helping me and everything. But at an early age, he wanted us to learn firearm safety because he was a police officer, he had guns, and it's something a father should teach our kids at some point. I'm a firm believer on it. When it is the right time, that is up to the individual. But anyways, I digress. So by the time I was age 6, I was nailing nickels, quarters, and dimes at 50 yards with a scoped lever action Winchester 22. And I was, I understood the marksmanship. I understood the safety of it. And then as I grew up, when I became a teenager, he'd leave my 12 gauge out and I would give me a couple shells and he'd say, go shoot us a couple rabbits for breakfast. And that's what I did. So I learned how to hunt, skin rabbits, do all that stuff, track them, etc. Because they're actually pretty stupid animals. If you just zigzag on them, because they rely on the camouflage pattern, then you can shoot them right in the head with a 12 gauge. So if you're wondering that. Anyways, I also get onto some weird points, so never mind. It's entertaining nonetheless. I digress. So moving on. So yeah, learned how to hunt. He trusted me because he knew that I respected the firearm and I respected the safety and I knew what they were capable of. So as I kind of grew up, I got a 22 when I was 18. I loved shooting rimfire. Me and my friends would try to shoot shotgun shells and shoot the primers out of them, empty casings, not live ones. That would be stupid. But we'd shoot empty 22 casings, shoot the primers out of them. It really honed that marksmanship aspect. I became a pretty good shot. Then I bought my first World War rifle, which was the Mosin. Bought a Mosin, a Gallant, and that's what kicked me off into the collecting aspect. I loved the old wood and iron guns. That was my thing. And it wasn't that I thought that these guys should be illegal. I didn't care if you owned them. It wasn't for me. I had no use for one at the time. That was until I joined the military, and that was until I found myself in Afghanistan 6 months out of being out of AIT and basic. When I went to that country and went into that war zone, I went in with the mindset of, I'm a pretty good shot with a rifle, I can fight. And those are two totally separate things. And I learned very quickly that I was wrong. And adrenaline and making decision making and knowing the ins and outs of how your weapon works and knowing it without question was important. And I learned that lesson in a very harsh manner. I'm not going to go into too much details because it's personal for me. So, it is what it is. Learn from it, and, that's what got me into training. And I didn't want people to have to go through and figure that out in a gunfight because of the fact that, oh, hey, I'm on the range, I just shot 50 rounds, I'm good for the year, or I shot 100 rounds, I'm good for the year, because that's the average most people shoot is 100 rounds a year. Which isn't enough. And then you wind up in that gunfight and realize that, oh shit, it's not enough. I just learned the hard way. I'm trying to keep that heartache from somebody else because training and being proficient can save lives. I'm a big firm believer in that. So as soon as I came back, I bought an AR-15. This one right here, actually, as a matter of fact. And then I bought my first scope, or my first optic. It was an EOTech. I paid $1,000 for the rifle, paid $500 for the EOTech. And I bought the Magpul DVDs, and me and my brother started training. We started doing dry drills with that, running it on the range, and doing everything that we could do with it. And, eventually we found out about Thunderbird Firearms Academy, and they got a lot of my money, my brother's money, for well reasons. Those guys over there knew what they were doing when they were opened. Unfortunately, they're shut down now, and Daniel Shaw was the lead firearms instructor up there, and outstanding firearms instructor. Some of you guys know who he is. Those of you that don't, go check him out. He's a good dude, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. So I took 5 classes from him, training firearms training classes. 3 were carbine, 2 were pistol, and the pistol classes were both handgun 1 repeats, and then I took carbine 1 twice and then carbine 2 once, because he updates the classes. So it's always good to go back for, you know, more training. So never hurts, and refresh those skills, because you'll pick up stuff that you didn't catch the first time. It's like watching a movie all the way through, and then you're like, oh my god, that was a great movie, and then you watch through, you catch up a little more details. So it's the same thing with training. It's always okay to do more training classes or the same training classes, and often you get discounts for it, so it saves you a little bit of money. So that was cool. And I learned how to do that. I also took a Glock class from him because I like Glocks. They're cool guns. I like to learn history on it. Got to shoot a bunch of them. Figure out what I like and what I don't like. Reaffirm my hatred for the 40 cal. It's just a snappy round. No offense to you 40 guys out there. I'm sorry. But, water. We'll get on the water topic in a second. So I took that class from him. I also held a Kansas concealed carry permit from 2012 all the way till I got down here to Texas, and then it expired, and I got a Texas license to carry now. So I'm legal to carry in Texas. I've been carrying a gun for, what, 12 to 28 and a half years now. So, you know, it was a pretty big deal. So I've got a lot of experience in the concealed carry era, as well as, you know, military experience. A lot of people will ask me, Chris, I'm a concealed carry guy. I'm a civilian. What does you being overseas in Afghanistan, how can you teach me anything? And that's a good question. It's a very good question, and you should be asking those questions of your instructors. My answer to that is plain and simple. The manipulation of these guns under stress, whether it's a pistol, carbine, or shotgun, precision rifle, whatever, the stress is the same. The tactics are where it changes, and we do talk about that. And there is some overlapping of those items, but they are 2 different styles of fighting. And that's my answer on that. And I've got experience on both sides. So, and I can kind of reference one to the other, and they complement each other pretty well. And that is how I use my military experience to help teach. I'm not one of those guys like, oh, I was in the military, I'm fully trained, and it's not how it works. I'm sorry. I've had guys tell me that before, and I'm like, okay, well, what all do you know? And then, oh, sports is the best way to clear a malfunction. And yeah, anybody that's had any good firearms training knows that that's just not the case. There's more efficient ways to do things. So, video for another later day. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about what this channel is. We are passionate in spreading information about self-defense because there is evil out there, and evil wreaks havoc on good people. And everybody has the right to self-defense. The Second Amendment states that. But we are responsible for maintaining our level of proficiency, which is where our motto comes from. You will hear it at the end of every single video. Your right to self-defense is self-maintained. You'll get it twice this time. And that's where that motto comes from. Now, I am a firm believer in order to appreciate the past, in order to appreciate where we're at nowadays, we have to appreciate the weapons of the past. And we use those, you know, we're not like forgotten weapons or, you know, anybody that goes into historical aspect of it, because, you know, I know a lot about these guns because it's my hobby. I enjoy collecting them and I enjoy shooting them. I'm a shooter before I'm a collector. But I do like using them as analogies for where we are at nowadays, especially in the gun control series. We will be talking about a lot of these weapons and the technology and how it advanced and how it was embraced and now banned. That's a big thing I'm on. And we have to understand where we came from because that's how we make a more effective fight against gun control. And yes, we will talk about politics on here, but I have a 48-hour rule. If a major event happens, like God forbid a shooting, we don't touch it for at least 48 hours, not until we get the facts, because I don't like putting out reactive videos. It does nobody a damn bit of good. I like to research my shit, and I like to put the best information out, sprinkled in there with my experience and opinion to see if it works. And that's how I do things. Any opinions that you're going to get from me are going to be fact-based, as I can best interpret it, and I will explain that to you in those said videos. The 1911 videos, one that was very poorly done, but that's what I was trying to get across, and you'll see it on there. It's on there. It's one of my older videos, so some of my older videos aren't the greatest, but it is what it is. Now, 2020. This point, you probably, if you're still watching, great. If not, you now know a little bit about me, and you can watch some of my other videos if you want. Also, hey, if you're leaving us now, give me a subscribe, please. I appreciate it. And or a like. So, now, 2020. As you guys can tell, 2019, I was a little bit radio silent. Actually, I was a lot radio silent. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 videos the entire year. A lot of that was because I was fighting through some personal battles. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go with the channel. I was also having some issues, like I said, within myself and everything. And also it was a big year financially. I just got married and the wedding was very expensive. Weddings are always expensive. So I didn't have the money to actually go out to the range as much as I'd like to. And you know, normally it's nothing for me to shoot 6,000 or 7,000 rounds in a year. I will do it. But last year I maybe did 2, and that is like nothing. So I wasn't confident in myself because I felt rusty. And you know, I did a lot of dry drills, got myself back to where I'm like, you know what, yeah, here we are. Not the best as I was a few years ago, but you know, hey, that's what happens with transition when you get out of the military. You got to make adjustments, so you got to change your lifestyle. I had the means and the time to go spend the money on the ammo and the training and go be good at what I was doing. But now we're just adjusting fire a little bit. So 2,000 rounds is still a lot more than what most people do. Like I said earlier, most people only shoot 100 rounds a year, which is ridiculous. You need to shoot more than that. And you need to move around shooting that. We'll have some videos on that. And that leads us into the next. My goal is to try to do at least 1 or 2 videos a week for you guys. I want to do something. I got plenty of stuff to do content on for a while. We are going to be doing some review videos, and I've been talking to a couple of other channels as well, and I really can't wait to do some collaboration videos as well. We're looking at doing some collab videos this year. I'm also, you guys can tell, we got the wall up. We got a decent studio background. I'm working on camera equipment. Right now I do this off my phone because it's the best quality I can get. I'm working on getting some lapel mics that are Bluetooth with the phone, so that way we can get some good, you know, sound quality in here, and you guys don't have to worry about any echoing or, you know, noise issues. I'd like to eventually get a camera, but we'll see what happens. We'll see where we go. We are now on Instagram. I just got that settled today. I'm also trying to get onto Full30 as well, waiting on approval for that. And then we're still on YouTube, still on Facebook as well. So we got some more social media outlets, and it's just me managing all this stuff. So I'm trying to keep up with it as much as I can. So please be interactive with us. We really want interaction. I love getting questions. I also love getting trolls. Trolls are fun for me. I troll right back, and it's my entertainment for the day. So if you want to troll me, go right ahead. It's not going to kind of bug me a damn bit because I'm a full believer in free speech. I mean, speak away, but, you know, prepare to be trolled. I'm pretty good at it. Anyways, that is pretty much what we got going on for 2020, guys. I am also working on getting a license to teach LTC down here in Texas. That's another thing I'm working on doing. So, trying to find a certified NRA instructor to teach me to be an NRA instructor is the biggest challenge right now. And then, of course, the state's class as well. So, we're working on that. We are working on that. All right. Well, I think that is everything I've got. Yeah, so if you're probably wondering what all the watermarks are on the table, stay tuned till after this video ends. I got a funny ass blooper clip for you. Watch it. It's pretty hilarious, and that's why my table is soaking wet. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you guys stopping in, watching this intro video for 2020. Appreciate you new guys coming in and checking us out, and hopefully I hear from you guys more. You guys watch some more videos as we pump them out. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off with this. And again, remember, your right to self-defense is self-maintained. I'm Chris Smith, and this is Phoenix Arms and Defense. Thank you all for watching and joining our family. Some water here. Well, that was on camera. Son of a bitch. I swear I'm not drunk. That's water, not vodka. Fuck. Oh, I just made a mess. Damn. That's definitely going as a blooper.